All right, YouTube, how you doing? I got another project. So in the course of making one of my videos, my super sweet lighting setup was making noise, and I was going to change the bulbs on it, and it basically broke. So, you may recognize this angle from some of my other videos where I'm standing and talking. And this is my main lighting source. Well, in the course of changing some tubes, I broke the fixture, and basically it's done. So I'm gonna swap it out, and I'm just gonna do a little DIY. I'm gonna replace it with LED units I got from Costco. They're on sale for $20 each, so that's really awesome. So the old ones were wired up, in a pretty funky way, but this is the source of power. It goes to this light, it goes to that light, and it goes to this third light right over here. All right, so I'm gonna replace those with some nice high quality, well, hopefully high quality LED units. They're going to use a lot less electricity, so that's always good. So let's see how this goes. Okay, so here are the lights. Kind of a closer look, unboxing. Made by a Feit Electric. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but it uses 42 watts, which is actually more than I would think. 4,000 lumens, so that's pretty good. It should be pretty bright. It's supposed to last 50,000 hours, but we'll see. There's been a lot of products in the past with LED and compact fluorescence that don't last nearly as long as that. And 4,000 K color temperature reading, that's Kelvin. That pretty much matches any traditional shop light 4,000. So, looks to be a pretty good unit. The only thing I honestly do not like is these bulbs, or the tubes. They're integrated into the fixture. So that means if these tubes burn out, you cannot replace them. You got to replace the whole fixture. So to be honest, I actually don't like that at all. I think that's a big negative towards the light. But you know what? These were a pretty good price, and so I just went for it. Real quick, here's the hardware that comes with it. It looks like 2 hangers. 1, 2. Little zip tie and some other mounting hardware. Like you can put this into the ceiling. Here's the chains and some other stuff. I'm not going to need some of this, but we'll just see what I end up using. Okay, when you're working with electricity, you always want to be safe. So I'm coming out to my main panel, and I'm going to turn off the breaker. I've actually already turned it off, but this is the one right here, okay? So it was on, and now I'm turning it off. So now I can work safely on my lights, and I don't have to worry about being electrocuted. Okay, so I was able to scrounge around and find this female Edison plug in my house. If you have to go buy one, you have these at Home Depot, Lowe's, any home improvement store. It's just this part. Okay, now we're going to put the female Edison on this wire. I'm sure this is not the proper way to do things or to code. You probably need to put a junction box with a regular outlet and plug it in here. But this is what I have, this is what's available, and so this is what I'm doing with it. So first, we've got to get this part of the outlet up on the wire. Got to fish it through the hole. Can be a little difficult sometimes. Just pull that up and out of the way. So now we take the other end, and we got to make sure to, like I said before, black is where your current is coming from, white is your neutral leg, and the bare wire in this case on this Romex is your ground. Also, in case you're wondering about this wire, this is just a telecommunications wire coming out. I don't know why. These wires were here when I moved in, so I'm just kind of working with what I have. I'm not using that. I guess if I had a landline or phone I wanted to wire up, I could do that here in the garage. Alright, so this is ready. We're ready to hang the light and get it powered up. Okay, here we go. So these lights come with a pretty neat feature. Once you hang it, you can plug in just like a little extension cord right here, and you can just wire it to the next light. You don't have to do what I did before with like the wire nuts and all that stuff. So for mounting them, this is what comes with it. It just goes like this. I'm going to hook it into the existing chains and use the existing hooks. I think that'll be easier for me than to try to redo a bunch of other stuff. As any old homeowner can probably tell you, you know, when you start doing some of these projects sometimes, you know, you're opening a whole bag of worms. You know, you do one thing and it can turn into like a bunch of other stuff. Alright, so this is wired up. I'm going to try to maybe use one of the zip ties or something to hold this back. Maybe I'll zip tie it to this chain or something just to keep it up and out of the way. So I'm going to go turn on the power. We're going to flip it on. We'll see how it looks. Okay, I got my first light up and running. I zip tied the wire back. It looks really good. I'm happy with it. It gives out a good amount of light. I also got the second light up as well. The problem is the wire that is supplied with it, it just barely reaches the first one. So I'm gonna redo it. I have some little bits and pieces from, you know, just what I have lying around. I'm gonna use these little fellas to mount it to the ceiling so it's nice and flush. I'm gonna use the wire. I'm just gonna, you know, make it happen here. All done and installed and working, and I got the wires tacked up. I mean, look, it's not perfect, but it's a lot better than before where it was just dangling. The alternative was no good. I gotta say, I'm actually very pleased, my initial impression with these lights. They put out quite a bit, definitely more than the old ones. This light in the background here, just to give you a comparison, this was an old light that actually installed LED tubes. So if the LED tubes ever burn out, I can replace them in that fixture, which I like. But okay, back to these. So here we go. I can finally finish my intros and outros here. Now let's get to it. So my initial impression when I was videotaping earlier, I was saying how the lights were definitely brighter than the old ones. Well, I'll tell you what, now that the garage door is a little bit more closed and I can see it a little better, it's not any brighter. It's really about the same, and that's fine. I mean, you know, the light level before was fine. These use a lot less electricity, which is nice. But to be perfectly honest, I'm surprised at how much electricity they're using that they're LED, because the old bulbs each in the fixtures were 40 watts each. So it was 40 watts per bulb, so 80 watts per fixture, and these are 42. So being LED technology, I thought it would have been a bit less, but you know, I got these at Costco. They were a good price. They put out a good amount of light, so I'm pretty happy with them. So that's it for the video. Thanks for watching. If you found it helpful and you liked it, please hit the like button below. If you want to see other videos like this, go ahead and hit subscribe. And I would love to hear your comments, questions, or suggestions. I know you IBEW electricians out there probably have a thing or two to say about what I did up there on the ceiling. But hey, that's just how it goes. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.